It's Darren with Arbitrage Trade. It's time for Deep Dive with Daniel. And this week we are swimming in code and TNA and all that good stuff. Oh, it's TA. Never mind. And so we're going to talk about, and actually, this is a little bit out of Royce's book. He covers this definitely in his book. I've been doing the voiceovers for that. And I remember covering this specific part. And it's a little history on basically TA, which is what, Daniel? What is TA?
Technical analysis, something we love
Ah,
and know well, Darren.
there we go. Yeah. So it's from charts to code, the evolution of technical analysis in trading. So tell me the origins. How did it get started? We're going to go a little history lesson here.
Yep. So it started in the 18th century
Wow.
in Japan
Yep.
with rice trading. So they invented the candlestick chart so that they could tell during the day of trading where price opened, closed, where the low and the high was. Hence, the candlestick that we know today with the wicks on either end and the body. It's pretty interesting that someone was tracking it by hand back in the day, drawing it on presumably
Yep.
a piece of paper.
Yep.
And that's how people kind of track the price of rice. I cannot imagine it moved very much, but I guess was still good for them to know, and that kind of laid the groundwork for technical analysis that we know today. That was eventually in the late 1800s, further developed by Charles Dow, who, fun fact for people, actually didn't, maybe I knew this and I forgot, but didn't remember this, that Charles Dow was not only the founder of the Dow Jones Company, you can think of the Dow Jones Industrial Average
Yep.
for that index, but also the co-founder of the Wall Street Journal. So, this guy is pretty steeped in the history of markets.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Jerry West is the symbol for the NBA. It sounds like this guy is basically the symbol for the stock markets. That's crazy.
Mhm.
Um, uh, I don't. Well, let's just go on. I mean, we'll move. I want to get deeper into it, but then I don't. So, because again, that's what the book's for. I don't want to dive too deep because then it gets into too much detail and we get lost in all that. But all the tools that you said that have come over the years, candlesticks. I remember the candlesticks charts that I've seen on which we have in our book as well. I don't read those, of course, but you see all the different candle formations and what this means and that means. And it's funny you said they'd all started out on paper, just like basically the stock market started out on paper. And so it's like the kids nowadays won't know about that, and they'll say, "What? You used to trade with paper? What?" And then in the future, maybe it'd be, "What? You actually use charts? You didn't just think it." I mean, with the neural links and stuff like that. Who knows? Who knows where we're
I
going to
mean,
go?
once upon a time, I've read plenty of market wizard books and whatnot, and they talk about how at the end of every day you'd have to like print out your chart to like see how it was different, and you were drawing your trend lines by hand or like moving averages, different things like that. So and
Man.
you have to you just have to print out the chart and look at it manually every time.
Well,
So
I'm sure they had
it's really
assistants
come a
do that
long
for
way.
them. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's crazy, and then we move right into, as you said, in the 2000s to the quant revolution, and which is what we like to call Royce is our quant. Um, so you said this is when basically code got involved, right?
Yeah, so as things developed with computers for trading, you started two guys, Robert Edwards and John McGee, published a book called Technical Analysis of Stock Trends, and this was really kind of the first thing that computerized what we just talked about with moving averages, support and resistance, and really kind of brought it to the like a main market concept that people started trading with. And so then with the bringing of computers that were more readily available, right, and people trading with them, and software for traders, it brought the rise of moving averages, RSI, MACD, Bollinger Bands, which is what the arbitrage band system is based on, and really kind of made a technical analysis more of a thing where before, it was all about what's the book that Warren Buffett, more or less based his career off of?
Mm. Yeah, you weren't supposed to ask me questions.
My bad. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
No, I
that
don't.
podcast is next.
I don't
Well, so
remember. I
pretty much,
know. I know.
stock trading was more or
Yeah.
less about fundamentals, right? And so this was kind of the bringing in of technical analysis,
Right.
maybe beyond the early inventors and adopters of it, to kind of more readily accessible trading strategies.
Yeah, that's what really allows retail to play, honestly, and that's we now trade on our phones, and we also have all those tools on our phones, not just in a desktop. So it's just graduated from paper to computers, desktops, and then to phones, and making everything more accessible for just us little apes who like to go crazy and have fun with it and act like we're experts because we can read a chart possibly. But
Yep.
now we have AI to do that for us. So I think you kind of get into that into the future of TA, where basically computers are basically doing it for us, but it's still a tool that retail traders have. Even the AI, like they can do with Trade Assist with us.
Yeah, so I mean, there's so much more you can do now, like things, there's plugins to TradingView that when alerts go off, mostly based on technical analysis, will automatically trade in your brokerage. There's, all types of tools popping up at Arbitrage. We have our own system that, based on multiple indicators, you can set up based on your trading preference that'll trade for you. So, it's gone from just companies like Renaissance or DE Shaw that, have these kind of black box algorithms that, perform very well to be, the modern day retail trader can kind of set up their own system as well.
Yeah, from mass traders to single traders, and so that's kind of what started the retail revolution. Is when we had more power not only to talk with each other through groups, but also have the tools that the big guys have, which has kind of made some of them unhappy. I think they've expressed their opinions on
I
that.
mean, Darren, meme stocks are back, right? You got to be
Yeah,
happy.
right now they are. Yeah, it's crazy, and with the communication that's going out there, and then they can see. I mean, just like I do the pick of the days, and I can using the indicators, I can see when things are curving upward and when our indicators are curving upward. And I mean, it's pretty darn accurate. So um, that's exciting stuff. It really is. So again, and we call it TA, which um, is analysis, right? But that's also um, what am I saying here? It's trade assist. Both of those are
Yep.
TAs. Just happen to be. And like you said, ours was based off the Bollinger Band. And you talk about code. That is exactly what our boss was very is one of the tops in doing that code. And he created our little bot called Pips, which is our AI bot. So, anything else you want to add on to that before we get out of here and go watch more green charts?
No, I mean, I'm very interested to see where, especially for retail, how, AI affects, tradings, because so far I haven't seen any tool personally that like totally changes how retail can trade. But I have to imagine there's gonna, in the next year or two, be some pretty interesting stuff that comes out, and arbitrage will probably adopt and be providing as well.
Yeah, as we change to the quantum computers, it's going to be just crazy stuff, and everything. It's all going to be about speed and reaction,
Mhm.
and then 24-hour markets using that. It's going to be crazy. So, thanks for bringing the history to us, and hopefully, not everybody, hopefully everybody learned something from it. If not, maybe it's just a refresher course. But we're looking forward to seeing what the next tools will be in the next generation. Thanks.
Talk to you later, Dan.
All right.